Well, hey, it's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick chat. Now, today on a quick chat, we got a few things that we're going to talk about. But first off, make sure you guys are coming in and liking the video. That is one way to support the channel. And you're also always welcome to subscribe to the channel. Okay. So definitely go ahead and do those things. If you're not already subscribing, just double check and make sure that you're still subscribed as well. Because I have been having people in the comments letting me know that they were subscribed and then they checked and they saw that they were no longer subscribed and it wasn't at their own doing. Okay, YouTube will do that, girl, because they did it to me with a few people I was subscribed to. So just go ahead and double check and make sure that you guys are still subscribed to the channel and that you go ahead and like this video. Okay, now first up, I want to talk about Martel Holt because I came to you guys yesterday with a video regarding Martel Holt. And for you guys that are new and you're wondering who Martel Holt is, Martel Holt is a cast member of a show known as Love and Marriage Huntsville that's produced by Carlos King over on the OWN network. Okay. Martell has gotten a very bad rep for his behavior and the treatment of his ex-wife when he was in the marriage with her. Okay, he was married to Melody Rogers. Well, she's now Melody Rogers. Okay, formerly Melody Holt. They were married for about 10 years or so. I guess you could say they were college sweethearts because they weren't high school sweethearts, from my understanding. They do share 4 children together. Throughout this marriage, they appeared to be the ideal couple, but unfortunately, Martell decided he was going to have him a side chick that was going to last at least half of the damn marriage. Okay, has gotten the side chick pregnant on more than one occasion. It's just that the most recent child that he had outside of that marriage was with that side chick, and she chose to keep that child. So now he is a father of 5 and not just a father of 4. So Martell and Melody have had a lot of, I would say, more downs than they've had ups as we've been watching Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's on its 6th season. So the reunion is on. So it's on its way out until the next season comes back, right? We have seen a lot of different erratic behavior from Mr. Martell. So when we learned the news that he was recently charged with DV, third degree harassing communications, we weren't really surprised because that's one of the reasons why I do believe, okay, from what we've seen on the show, Melody kind of changed her number and she only limits conversations with him to like email or whatever. That's because, Martell can, come off a bit like he is harassing, girl, being demanding, saying different things via, text messages, and even also in her face saying things on the phone. So he's definitely shown us, in my opinion, harassing type of behavior, which is why we weren't surprised that, he ended up being arrested earlier this week due to a DV. Not that he violently went up and smacked somebody or put his hands on someone. It had nothing to do with that. I think a lot of times when people think of DV, that is what they think of. But that's not exactly what he did. But he still got that charge on him, which is not a great look, especially for a person that was trying to take custody of the kids away from his ex-wife. Okay, because he felt like she was working too much. But either way, okay, he has been, charged with a third degree harassing communication. And that's when you're sending unwanted messages or unwanted communication via email, text, on the phone. It could be verbal, non-verbal, all of that. Okay, it could be harassing. This person may not have asked you to send this. You could just be doing a whole lot. Okay, and so that is what he was charged with. So all of that news came out, but later that day, what we learned was that his PR person decided to put out a statement to kind of clear up the matter just a little bit. So I want to get into it, and I actually have it over here on TMZ. So let us go ahead and just get that up really quickly so that we can check that out together. So the publicist, who's Jonelle Witt, says, we would like to issue an official statement regarding the recent allegations against Martel Holt concerning harassment text messages to his accuser dating back to August of 2022. Now, let me go back just a bit because we weren't sure, at least I wasn't, exactly how the harassing communication happened. But now we're seeing that it was actually harassing communications via text. Okay, now we're also seeing that it dated back to August 2022. So then if it goes that far back, maybe the person recently filed these charges because it's still within the still within the statute of limitations. Okay, or did he possibly have a warrant out for his arrest dating back to August 2022 is what I'm wondering. And then when I see this, it also makes me think of Melody Okay, it makes me question, is this Melody that put this out here against him, or could it have been Ariane, the side chick, that had put it out there, considering the fact that just a month prior, from what I can recall, in July, Martell and Mel were out hanging out, on a family vacation that she invited him to around that time. I think it was around July. So could it have been that maybe he and Ariane got into it once she saw that he was hanging out with his ex-wife, doing something special for the kids? Not that they were making a connection, but doing something special for the kids. And then maybe she and Martell got into it. And then maybe there was a situation that happened in August between them, which is where this could have come from, or was the harassing communication with Melody instead in August of 2022. So I don't think it's necessarily clear as to who he was having the harassing communications with, but we do know that it was text message. I'm starting to question if it was Miss Ariane, because I don't know. I feel like Mel definitely limited communication with him. So I feel like he didn't even really have access to her to be able to even text her. I would have thought that he probably came via email. Maybe she invited him via email. I'm not sure, but you guys can leave your thoughts down below. They're saying that Martel Holt adamantly denies any intentional harm or harassment towards the accuser. We believe that these allegations are the result of a misunderstanding, and we are confident that the legal process will ultimately vindicate Mr. Holt. Martel remains committed to being a devoted father and maintaining a positive and healthy co-parenting relationship with Miss Rogers and Miss Curry. Okay, for the well being of their children. Despite the challenges presented, Martell will continue to focus on his role as a responsible parent and contribute positively to his community. We urge the public and media to approach this matter with fairness and sensitivity, considering the impact such allegations can have on individuals and their families. Okay, we are confident that as the legal proceedings unfold, the truth will emerge and Martel Holt will be exonerated. We appreciate your understanding and respect for Martell's privacy during this challenging time. First of all, BIT, I'm gonna give it to Janelle Witt, baby. But let me tell you something, girl. You could write a motherfucking compelling PR statement. Girl, you did that. You did that, in my personal opinion. I love that she said we urge the public and media to approach this matter with fairness and sensitivity. I love that sentence, because I do feel like a lot of times when people, when males, women, whatever, find themselves in a situation like this, the media will definitely spin it or put it out there however they choose. You know what I'm saying? That's going to make it look very bad for that person, right? So I feel like I love that statement. I think more PR people should kind of like use that, like, okay, we want y'all to approach this with fairness and sensitivity, because high key is given innocent until proven guilty, in all honesty. So be very fair in your reporting. So I love that sentence that she said. It's the part where you say he gonna be exonerated for me, girl. So I'm gonna have to no ma'am. Okay, now see, I love what you wrote, because you did that, bitch. But let me tell you something. Martell, in all honesty, honey, has shown us enough on television and a piece of social media to lead us to believe that it could potentially be true based on behavior that has been shown. Okay, so it does make one believe that whatever they say he did that. So I think you wrote a great statement. And I know you're hired to do a job, but girl, I don't know, girl. I don't know if it's gonna be exonerated, but we hope the best at the end of the day for whoever. Okay, I don't know if he's gonna be exonerated, but girl, good luck. We shall see. We shall see, because it don't necessarily look that good in my personal. Okay, now I mean I can't accuse him of that. I'm just telling you about the behavior I've seen on the television screen. Okay, and what's been stated, what's been shown, and it ain't looking too good. So for me, it's given I wasn't putting that past him. Okay, but you did a good job with the write up, but it's just your client for me. But like I said, good luck. All right. Next up, I want to move on and I want to talk about Dr. Heavenly, Carlos King, Sweet Tea, Married to Medicine. No, I have not watched Married to Medicine yet. I am going to get into that. So my apologies, y'all. I have not had a yearning desire to watch Real Housewives of Potomac nor Married to Medicine, but we will get to it. Okay. But I did see, these ladies like to go live after every show. And typically it's on Phaedra's page. You'll get Dr. Simone or Toya on there. Jackie could care less about it. And after the internet drug her for the past few weeks, girl, I'm sure she don't want to make no type of appearance at this time. Okay. Um, what else? You got Dr. Heavenly that typically always hops on, and then you have Dr. Alicia and Sweet Tea that may pop up. Well, this particular time when the ladies went live, Sweet Tea got on there, and I guess she was saying some things about Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Heavenly decided to hop on, and this led to an all-out argument between Dr. Heavenly and Sweet Tea. So let me go ahead and move over because I want to pull that up when these ladies got into it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this up. And I'll refresh this so we can see these two argue. Okay.
But that's all right. I heard somebody say something about me. Somebody said something about me.
Grandma.
Mama. Who married to their granddaddy?
Not married to your granddaddy.
You got the problem, girl, because you married to your granddaddy.
You married to your grandma got your little Louis Vuitton stuff on your head. Girl, please.
Let's understand, you older than all of us.
Girl.
Don't let me say nothing inappropriate.
Because I had stuff in her closet playing.
I had 3 kids. I'm in the bed, bitch, because I got a
stuff in that closet. Exactly. You had 3 kids and act like a little 3-year-old.
Listen,
you sure do.
But you calling me for relationship advice.
Be quiet.
You calling me for relationship advice. You calling me for relationship advice. If you had sex with me, your key would have already been out. So we're not gonna let anybody
go back to the bed.
Okay. So we're not gonna let anybody
Okay. Girl Heavenly about to make her a piece of a match in Miss T, honey.
No. If she was messing with me, she would already have a business off the ground.
Girl, please, no. Actually, you owe me some money for that black ass Dr. Heavenly You sure do, bitch. You owe me some money. With that.
Granddaddy.
I've been watching the Beverly Hills Housewives, and they argue without yelling.
Okay, well,
I don't give a damn what the.
Did she say that Heavenly owe her some money from that whack ass Heavenly University? Girl, what? Not you done ate Heavenly up about that one, girl.
Let's try that. Let's talk. Sweet Tea, you got something you want to say to me, and then I have my review.
No, you can go back to show it.
You go back to sleep.
Your mama there.
My mom is dead.
No, we cannot have that.
You know what? Don't play with me.
Come on there. You don't want.
No, don't do that.
Because, baby, I had the 3 kids. I done did it all, baby. I done did it all, baby. You want to do what I did. You call me for relationship advice? You say I got you drunk?
Nobody called you for no relationship advice. No one has to know. You gave your own warranted advice.
Not your unwarranted advice.
You gave your own warranted advice. I didn't never get
done it all. When I was 32, I had made my first million and lost my first million.
Not made your first million and lost
What we
it.
doing?
Worry about that. What I'm worried about? Because we know you insecure about that.
We're insecure about what?
What? Yeah.
I've been married 30 years. I've been with my man 30 years. You just got a man. That's why I can take him tomorrow. Let's not fuck with that. Let's not
the income. And you go ahead and the man because you are the mule and he the one trip pony, and that's what it is.
Not the mule and the one trip.
So
we have
can't no bitch on the show.
Girl, please.
Can't no bitch on the show take my man. Your man is gone. If I snap my fingers,
lose the bass out of your voice anytime I utter a bitch or another bitch. About your man. Please. We know.
Your man is gone.
It ain't about nothing. It ain't about nothing.
Now, ladies,
I would have got my nothing.
You might go back to sleep.
Hey, Toya, I wish I would have done my hair and makeup because I'm going to beat this bitch ass.
Because what?
Not
I
you
wish
gonna
I
be
would have got my hair and makeup done.
I would have too. It would have made us feel a little bit more comfortable on the line.
I would take your man tomorrow. Y'all know well, I would take your man. I just got out the bathtub, y'all. I wasn't really up for this. I'm not feeling well. But anyway, y'all want to talk about somebody old? You old. You 32 and you look older than all of us. You act older. I can have kids. What you want?
You're so ignorant, and you put on a white coat every fucking day and don't know what the fuck.
I've done it 3 times.
She done saw this girl. She look older than all of them.
You just ignorant. You don't know anything.
You dumb. You're dumb. And you put on a white coat.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong.
Well, all them little Botox in your face, girl. Leave me alone. Please, instead of teaching the young women, you instead of teaching, you competing, bitch. You competing, you can never. You can never.
Go worry about that man.
I know they was kind of like
calling quad, bitch.
Go back to
I heard he calling quad.
Not calling quad.
You need it.
You might want to go check on
cussing at mama's in school.
right now. He probably on the phone with her right now. You need it. Because she let you go. And if she make a call, let me call quad up.
No, come on.
I'm going to call her up.
Girl, not Tonya in the bed.
Damn.
I really did.
Can y'all be quiet?
Okay,
Exactly. You just got 2 sentences in the show. You just got 2 sentences.
Oh, don't come for me, boo.
No.
You
just got 2 sentences.
Don't try to come for me, boo.
I'm just saying. You just
Don't
got
come for me,
2
boo.
You can't tell nobody to be quiet.
You just need to be quiet. Be quiet.
Y'all call me and
Be quiet.
say anything else y'all need for me because I'm
Heavenly out here going in on
No,
everybody.
because if we start, if we start,
I can't mute him. It ain't no way to mute him.
I can't mute him. It ain't no way to mute him. This is
That's
hilarious.
I
so
can't mute
sleepy.
them.
What y'all saying?
I want to. Okay, y'all. The show is back
Is it
on.
back?
It's back on.
Y'all don't say no shit about me when I'm not around. People gotta call me up and tell me something.
Shut up.
Girl,
do that all day, every day.
Girl.
Shut up. Just shut up. You
Girl.
Okay.
Please don't. This lady's
all
on.
you do is talk about nobody while you're around. All you do is
able to back it up.
you talk about them while they not around. You talk dog shit about them.
I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
You can have some
Oh,
children.
we're gonna be
I'm
forced
praying
to
for
end
you.
it.
I hope you
We're
can
gonna
have
have
some
to.
kids. Are you pregnant now? That's why you upset? Or you going through menopause? Which one
No,
is
you
it?
must be going through menopause.
Heavenly, you can't be saying stuff like that. Are you pregnant now? Is that why you upset? And then say something about menopause. You can't be doing that after Dr. Jackie done got her S drug for her shit just last week. You can't just be saying no anything like that.
You ain't only saying.
Or you got people PCOS with that hair on your chest.
Understand.
Not hair on the
Understand.
Okay,
You look 52.
so we're on a commercial break. Let's
What you talking about on the show?
Just talk one at a
Toya,
time.
I'm really proud of you and your wine. You're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Girl, you're doing good and you look good too. I should have put something on, but I just came on in right quick.
I'm telling you, I ain't got nothing on my little skims.
Well, let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
That's it.
Let me see. Let me
see the skin.
Oh, no. Don't let us see Toya.
Wait a minute, don't give us breasts now.
Okay.
So you better give us some sweet potatoes. Okay. Yeah.
Toya, it's back in the
All
bed.
right.
You know, I still go to bed.
I'm
Sexy.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Got out the bathtub.
You in the bathroom?
That's enough. That's enough of that. That is enough of that. These ladies was over here cutting up. Okay. Now, y'all know that Sweet Tea, of course, said something about Heavenly's mom. And Heavenly's mom said that I think Heavenly said her mom was dead. I think Sweet Tea could have referenced her mom being in hell or something like that. And so, of course, Heavenly and Carlos have a conversation about this. Also, Dr. Simone referred to Carlos as a blogger, and I think she was giving shade over there on Watch What Happens Live. But let me refresh this so we can just check out what all Heavenly and him was saying. No, well, crazy, right? I can't believe she said that again. Heavenly said her mama got a better chance of having a baby than this girl. Girl, I'm surprised the people not dragging heavily the way that y'all was over there dragging Dr. Jackie for her saying these type of things. Okay. I feel like that's similar to Dr. Jackie telling Buffy, you would know because you're infertile. Ain't that's what she said to Buffy? So I would think that's in similar to what Dr. Heavenly is saying about T, and I'm surprised ain't nobody dragging. But I guess when you compare, Heavenly is the fan favorite over Miss T. But okay, I'm gonna let y'all do what y'all want to do. Real quick, Simone referring to Carlos as a blogger. um it seems like it bothered him, but because of course he has done so much more. But what I can appreciate was his response to, being a blogger, because when you say that, you make it seem like it's something wrong with that. And I know I be quick to be like, I'm not no blogger, girl, I'm a commentator, because I do feel like they are a bit different, because I feel like more bloggers like to break stories, and I don't necessarily like to break them. I just like to, give my opinion about them or whatever the case is. But some people see them all as the same or whatever. But I do appreciate how he kind of like got on his platform with Heavily and kind of like checked that whole blogger situation. Like, okay, it's nothing to me, you trying to downplay me as being a blogger, but I don't mind being one. Like, I am one. I'm also a producer. I also do this, I also do that, but you won't reduce me down to being just one thing when I have a host of other things. Okay. And I feel like he wanted to say, and when your job is done over here at Married to Medicine, you're going to be one of those people calling me for an opportunity somewhere else, possibly if you're trying to be back on reality TV. I feel like that's what he wanted to say, but he didn't necessarily say that. So I appreciated how he kind of like cleared that up in a sense for her. Okay. Because she was feeling a way about Quad going over there, sitting down with him and sharing her thoughts or doing that interview or whatever the case with him. So she felt the way about that, because of course she's still not talking to Quad at this particular time. But I also want to highlight something else. Speaking of Quad, okay, when Quad learned about Heavenly and T having an exchange, and Heavenly trying to throw in T's face that her husband is still contacting Quad, the moment I heard that, I can't even say that I believed it. I'm kind of like shocked, like, girl, what? But then quickly you come to your senses, and it's like, Greg and Quad really not even trying to be in the same room with each other, let alone Quad actually answering a call from this man. I don't think that necessarily happened. And Quad came to the front. And this is what Quad had to say. Quad says, traveling abroad, so I'm getting the news a little late. However, I would like to clear up a previous untrue statement made on a recent Married to Medicine live. T, your husband and I are not, and will not engage in any form of contact. I am firm in my stance of not being involved or used as a pawn in anyone else's dispute as a tactic to win a petty argument. It is crucial to clarify that there has been absolutely no communication between my ex-husband and me. Any suggestion to the contrary is inappropriate and unfairly diminishes the seriousness of my past experiences with him. Okay, so that is Quad's statement, and her also coming back at Miss Heavenly to clear up the BS. Like, BIT, I've confided in you about my experience with this man. For you to make it seem like I've been in contact with a said abuser or whatever it was, whatever he was to me, is disrespectful, and that's messed up, being that you were supposed to be my friend at one point. That's what I'm getting from this, and I believe everything Quad is saying in this message. Like, it just don't make sense. I just don't see her reaching back out. I mean, Quad do kind of strike me as a person too, where when she's done with you, she done with you. She ain't really talking to your ass no more. The only person I've really seen her give a chance again to is Dr. Heavenly. And because she's given so many chances to Dr. Heavenly, I feel like it's kind of messed up that she hasn't really, forgiven Miss Mariah the way that she's forgiven Heavenly so many times. And I feel like Heavenly has said worse about you than what Mariah has said. Yeah, y'all have both spewed some things at each other, and you definitely accused her of doing, certain type of, you know what I'm saying, girl. So y'all, apologies can be exchanged, but I would have thought you had a better chance of getting back with your ex-best friend than linking back up with Dr. Heavenly. But I guess, the friendship makes sense when Dr. Heavenly helps you continue to get a check every season by bringing you on or whatever the case is. But I'll let y'all navigate y'all friendship as y'all choose. Okay. So there's that. You guys can hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about Dr. Heavenly and the whole situation with Miss T, and then also Carlos and T. And actually, there was a video that I wanted to play before we skip over and get into something else. I want to play this video that T came to the front and she addressed Carlos, and she had more things to say about Dr. Heavenly. So let's go ahead and check out what Miss T had to say.
When we got on that live the other day, I was hot because Heavenly has been talking shit about me constantly every week. And before my story about my endometriosis came out, she had already been on her YouTube telling it for herself. Why? Maybe because she has more seniority over the show. She has more fans than I. Okay, fine. However, do not try to make up stuff in the sake of promoting this show. You need to promote yourself. Talk about your issues. Talk about your own. Don't talk about me. And also leave my husband out of it. Leave him out. He has not talked. He has not mentioned the ex. He has not done nothing. He hasn't did anything. So yes, when I went on to that live, I had it because Heavenly's been talking about me on multiple platforms. She did it first on Ricky Smiley's show. Then she went on Dish Nation. She's been talking about me constantly. And she's had a sidekick to go along with it. So I don't appreciate the negativity. I don't appreciate it. I don't like that. So when we got on that live and I said what I said, I'm going to apologize publicly that I did not mean what I said about her mother. It was just something that slipped out. But damn it, I can only take so much. Because y'all out here acting like this was just the first time that I had said anything about it. Like she's been talking about me constantly. So I can only take so much. I can only take so much. I was constantly being called a little girl, and that wasn't just from Heavenly. That was with some of the other castmates calling me a little girl. So when I say older women, do not take this personal. I'm talking about the women that are calling me little girl because I'm not a child. I'm a grown ass woman that pays grown ass bills. Okay? And what I do in my household is what I do in my household with my husband. So she's been speaking about me, and you guys have to understand, she's acting like an old lady. When you act like an old lady and you're not providing guidance and you don't have good intentions in the beginning of being a friend of mine and you're just going to keep bashing me and talking shit behind my back, I'm going to call you an old lady because you're acting as such. You're not. If you were being a good person, I would say that you're being an elder, providing wisdom and guidance. You have true intentions. You're not doing that. It's the total opposite. And it's a damn shame that I have to be the bigger person every time. If people don't want to hear me say old lady all the time, like sometimes you have to get ignorant with people for them to understand what you're saying. And I've had enough of the bullshit. I won't take no more of that. My marriage is fine. But don't act like I'm not allowed to speak on what is being told the untruth. I can speak on that. If you go, I understand it's a show. Well, on the show, I will respond to the bullshit. I would appreciate if everyone will keep my husband out of it. Because when she said that stuff about the ex, it didn't bother me none because I know my husband. Not worried about it. I didn't even pay it no mind because I know it ain't true. But if I go down low and I start stooping low and talking about Damon, it would be an issue. And I'm not that type of person to do that. I'm not. But we know that your husband has cheated on you. You even told me, Heavenly, that when Mariah said that she had receipts, you believed Mariah on Damon. You believed it. You told me you believed it. So that leads me to believe that he has cheated. But you know what? It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. You're gonna stick by your man. That is fine. A lot of y'all will. A lot of y'all will, and that's okay. That's fine. Just say that. But keep my husband out of it. If you don't want your husband in it, don't talk about mine. That's just how it go, baby. That's how it's gonna go. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna talk about that Carlos at the Liz motherfucker. Irrelevant. He should tend to his own shows. I heard it's struggling over there.
Baby, Miss Ma'am, not you done sat up here and said Damon cheated on Heavenly, honey. I will say this, I don't put it past nobody, and I also would not be surprised. I feel like it could be true, it could not be true, but then when you hear that, it's like some of that makes sense as to why Heavenly don't be wanting to talk about her own marriage on the show. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm thinking. It could be true, possibly, because that's why she don't be wanting to talk about her own SHI. She don't be wanting to bring them issues up, but she can constantly bring up other people's stuff. I don't see how production lets her continue to get away with it. But either way, girl, good luck. I guess she's good at stirring up turmoil and stuff with other people that she's able to like not talk about her own marital stuff that she got going on. But that's just what I'm thinking, girl. And then also not her referring to Carlos as Carlos. Girl, when I tell you the people that do not like Carlos is definitely going to be referring to him as Carlos. And for her to call out his show struggling, I will say the views have definitely dropped on those shows. They have dropped significantly in comparison to what they were, originally. So some people are getting a little tired. We a little tired of the cast of people you got. We a little tired of some of the damn storylines. I know we wrote the fuck out about Kimmy, her libido, and her husband wanting to hunch on her all the damn time, or just in general, and not understanding or caring about what she went through with her cancer situation. Girl, we is motherfucking tired. Let's move on to something else, or let's rotate these people to fuck up off the show and get some new ones on. Okay, let's figure it out. Good luck. All right, so I just wanted to play that for you guys, for y'all to go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments about that down below. Next up, real quick, I want to get into Taraji P. Henson, because she talks about Hollywood. This is not a new conversation. Everybody has talked about Hollywood, from you had Viola Davis to, of course, Taraji P. Henson discussing it now, and then you also had Monique, the comedian, also bringing it up when the whole Netflix situation was going on. A lot of people stood, in support of her, and there were a ton of people that did not say anything at all. Okay. Also understand the writer and the actor strike took place last year, so everybody is getting done wrong. And the sad part is that the Black ones are getting done even worse. Okay. But I want to go ahead and play some of what Taraji had to say, because she talks about how she almost walked away from The Color Purple. Okay. Which I got a chance to see this past weekend, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't know it was doing as bad as it was doing in the box office. And I do hear a lot of people wanting to blame that on Taraji, because she is out here speaking on her experience in Hollywood as a whole, and her most recent experience filming this film, The Color Purple. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Women having the same story. It's breaking my heart. Like 20 plus in the game, it breaks my heart. It's like every time you achieve something really incredible, it's almost like the industry looks at it as a fluke. Like, that was like some one-time thing. So you fall back to the bottom, and you gotta negotiate and fight tooth and nail to get what you made the last time. Where's my raise? I haven't seen a raise in my income since Proud Mary.
I have to look up the last time Proud Mary was filmed,
and almost had to walk away from Color Purple. Yes, ma'am. Who said what? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because you know what?
18, goddamn.
If I don't take a stand, how am I making it easy for Fantasia and Danielle and Hallie and Felicia? Then why am I doing this? If it's all just for me, why are you here? We are to service each other. God is very clever. He put us on this earth and he made us all look different. He made it complicated. We need to figure it out. And we can, and we are. You have to look at the glass as half full. It's always half full. And I'm really getting tired of black.
So that is what Taraji P. Henson had to say. She also went on to do other interviews to talk about the food on set, you know, not being available to them. She also talked about, I believe she mentioned the trailers, but her dealing with the trailers has been something that has happened previously when she was like on Empire and how she was trying to fight to get them trailers that was not infested with bugs. She also talked about how being in Atlanta to film The Color Purple, how they wanted them to pretty much rent cars and drive cars to set. Okay. And she was like, are you crazy? I'm not driving myself to set. Like, y'all need to get me a driver. Like, that's dangerous. It's an insurance liability, all of that. Matter of fact, I believe here's the statement I have where she mentioned that. And this is from Variety, where they say Taraji P. Henson said in a recent interview with the New York Times that she and her co-stars on The Color Purple got a lot of stuff on that set because she fought for it behind the scenes. One such example was rise in security to the film's Atlanta set, as the production allegedly offered the cast rental cars at first and expected the actors to drive themselves to set. She says they gave us rental cars and I was like, I can't drive myself to set in Atlanta. This is an insurance liability. It's dangerous. Now they robbing people. What do I look like taking myself to work by myself in a rental car? So I was like, can I get a driver or security to take me? I'm not asking for the moon. They're like, well, if we do it for you, then we got to do it for everybody. We'll do it for everybody then. She says it's stuff like that, stuff I shouldn't have to fight for. I was on the set of Empire fighting for trailers that wasn't infested with bugs. Okay, so this is what Taraji said in this particular article. I do think that it's an insurance liability. Like, Taraji is like a top-notch actress in my personal. Okay, so you want to secure your asset if you want her to come to set all the time. And I don't think that she should have necessarily been driving herself to set. I think it should be the choice of the actor. But I do feel like y'all being celebrities in certain areas can risk you being violated in some fashion. And I think that as much as you want people to come to set and show up and work their ass off from sun up to sundown, you want to secure your asset or whatever you want to refer to them, and you want to secure them and make sure they're good. So yes, provide them with the driver. You mean I got to be up all the time and I got to learn these lines and this and that, and then I got to get in this car and drive myself to say, what if I get damn lost? This, that. I feel like it's so many different things that could take place with that. So just get them a driver. Now, I did see where there was an interview where Fantasia said, well, I'm a Southern girl, you know, when she was, Taraji wasn't there. It was Fantasia, Oprah, and Danielle Brooks, and they were being interviewed, I believe, at the Golden Globes, possibly, but it was a red carpet event wherever they were. And Fantasia says, oh, well, you know, I'm a Southern girl, so I don't mind driving myself, right? A lot of people felt like she wasn't necessarily supporting Taraji, but I'm like, that's her experience, and I do believe Fantasia. I think Fantasia still lives in North Carolina, which is where she's from my understanding. So she hasn't jumped ship and went and moved and started living in LA and California and all these expensive places. Like, that lady's still somewhere around her hometown. I think she tries to maintain as much of a normal life as she can. So when Fantasia says, like, I don't mind driving, you know what I'm saying? That I can do that. That's okay with me. I was like, I can see that. I see Fantasia. I can see that for her. Now, Fantasia says she wanted to get in the car and she wanted to be driven. I see that too, because Fantasia is also a very well-known individual on the music side and acting side. So I get it. Like, you don't want to be at risk of being robbed or anything like that. So, or violated in any fashion, you know. So I mean, it to each his own. Okay, is how I was looking at it. Now, Oprah felt the way because people started dragging Oprah. Now, when you hear Taraji talk about this type of stuff and the lack of things that they received and her almost not doing the show because she wasn't getting paid enough, or whatever, doing the movie because she wasn't getting paid enough, a lot of people started to reflect back during that time that Monique had an issue with Oprah, Lee Daniels, as well as Tyler Perry. So of course, because everybody knows Oprah for The Color Purple and she participated in producing the show, people went on to drag Oprah. And I believe Oprah tried to make it clear and like clear her name and be like, girl, it wasn't solely on me. Y'all may think that it was, but it really wasn't. Okay, so I want to get exactly what Oprah had to say.
Taraji got so emotional talking about pay inequity, and you created a space now where we have a cast of Black women.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because.
First of all, can I say that he was actually asking her something completely different, where he was speaking more so on, you know, the Black women on set and how great this is for them. Oprah literally jumps into what has truly been bothering her, and it's the fact that her name has been trending for not showing up for these Black ladies as she should and showing up for the people on set. So you could tell that it's something that truly, truly bothers her.
Because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you have put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so, I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was like just trying to stay warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so I you know, there's no validity to there being a thing between Taraji and I.
All right. So let me say this real quick. So about that video on being on top of the entire the Empire State Building, I did see that. First of all, let me go back. Some of what Oprah was saying, and she felt like Taraji would vouch for it. I do believe Taraji would vouch for it because Taraji has already vouched for it in a few interviews that she's done about how Oprah did show up and get them the things that they need. Okay. I also feel like it is kind of messed up. I'm not saying Oprah is a perfect person, but she's the most well-known person. So of course she's going to be the one getting drugged when it comes to producing. I do feel like a lot of that falls back on Warner Brothers, the studios, those people. Okay. I do think people should also place blame. If you're going to place it on Oprah, I'm not saying she should be excused or not, but y'all definitely need to go over there and hop over there to Warner Brothers and get that together, because them studios is the reason why the motherfuckers was on strike last year. Hello, get it together. But in addition, when it comes to the video that was swarming around, I did get a chance to see that video. And I have to say, when the person was kind of like pay attention to this body language. When Oprah walks out, she and Taraji, she looks at Taraji, she looks away, she stands on this side, she doesn't do this. Some part of me was thinking, consider the possibility that they had just saw each other, loved on each other, hugged on each other, and when they got out there, they didn't feel that they needed to put on a front for anybody by hugging and all of that on each other, right? But as I continue to watch it, it does look like there is a bit of discomfort. I don't know if Taraji is mad about something and Oprah was like, well, I'm just going to give her space or something. Like, it was giving a weird type of energy as you continue to watch the video. Because at one point Oprah was standing next to Taraji, but she wasn't touching her or hugging her or anything. But when Fantasia and Danielle came out, Oprah walked out of the shot and walked to the end, and she stood behind Danielle Brooks, and that's when she put her hands on Danielle and she started smiling and all of that extra stuff. So you could tell that Oprah has truly taken a real liking to Danielle Brooks for sure. But I was like, well, maybe Oprah moved out of the middle because they wanted the three main cast members to be in the middle, while you had the guy that helped produce the show or direct the show, I think one of the two, and then Oprah on the outer skirts, and they wanted the main cast to be in the middle. Maybe that's why Oprah moved. But then I ain't gonna lie, it did kind of seem like something was a bit off. Definitely seemed like something was a bit off. A lot of people are feeling like the reason the show or the movie is not doing as good, it did great the first night, after that it has fallen in the box office, is because Taraji has come out and she's speaking her piece. And that could be true, but I feel like I don't know if people was really as excited to see it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that may have had something to do with it. I will say, when Taraji speaks on Hollywood and stuff, I feel like speak on it like everybody else speak on it. But maybe the timing was bad for you to speak on it during the time that you're actually promoting the film. But to Taraji, she probably felt like this is the best time for me to speak on it, to be honest, because I'm going to be on all these different platforms. And what better way to get my message across than to do it on all of these different platforms that I'm gonna be on? Because I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna call a thing. And let's not act like what I'm saying ain't true, especially when people just went on strike for this not too long ago, and other women have been speaking about this for many years. Okay, so y'all leave y'all thoughts about it. Y'all may have seen the video and y'all may feel like, Jay, girl, something's completely off with them from beginning to end. Okay, y'all just let me know y'all thoughts about everything. Okay, when it comes to this. Now, Vivica Fox was stopped and they asked Vivica how she felt about the matter of what Taraji had to say. So let's get into what Miss Vivica had to say. Okay.
Now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique. You know, you're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
You know, darling, to each his own. Do you know what I mean? I'm very happy, very blessed. And to each his own. I didn't have that experience, so, you know, but to get your piece out is important. I totally understand that. And I love my girls for looking out for each other. But I'm good.
Do you feel like now is the perfect time to have the conversation that Taraji kind of continued over Monique? You know, you're an actress, you've been out there. Is this the perfect time to kind of talk about that in the right platform?
You know, darling.
Okay, so when I listen to Vivica's response, like to each his own, I love my girls for looking out for each other. I'm like, do you really know everything that Taraji is saying? Do you know what's being said based on your response? Do you not fuck with Taraji necessarily and you don't care? Or are you just so kind of like far removed from some stuff that it doesn't matter to you? You know what I'm saying? Could it be a situation where I love that y'all are sticking up for each other, but Hollywood has been Hollywood for many years and y'all not gonna change that, and it is what it is. And that's why I don't be over there fucking with certain studios my damn self. Okay. And I may not have this glamorous life like everybody else, but I'm just definitely comfortable and I'm just booked and having jobs. So I don't know if her comment was necessarily shady towards Taraji, like intentionally. I'm just wondering if she's a bit removed, and it's like, I'm glad they sticking up for each other, but I already knew what the fuck was going on. I already knew what it was. It ain't been changing since I've been in Hollywood, and I've been in here longer than you have, and it ain't gonna change. So I don't necessarily know. You know, I don't want to condemn her for not, like, you know, being on her side if that's how she felt. Like she said, she hasn't experienced that. She probably like, yeah, I haven't experienced that because I don't go over there for the month. I go over here for mine. Okay. So I know I'm gonna get my check over here. I'm not gonna keep fighting with y'all about my worth. That's why I changed up some shit a long time ago. Okay. So I don't know. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. Now, then the people start calling out Gabrielle Union because they didn't like the fact that Gabrielle liked a negative comment about Vivica, saying Vivica may not be able to relate to Taraji because she doesn't have as much success as Taraji or something like that. The comment stated, okay, and Vivica liked that comment. So people start, you know, of course, dragging not Vivica, but Gabrielle Union liked that comment about Vivica. And people started kind of dragging Gabrielle, saying she's the mean girl and all this and that. And I'm like, because she liked to comment, I would have thought y'all would have labeled Vivica as the mean girl for not sticking up and standing beside Taraji. But when Gabrielle Union goes and likes a comment about her, y'all want to try and make it seem like Gabrielle is the one that's a mean girl. So if Vivica cannot stand beside Taraji, then it's also okay for Gabrielle to not stand beside Vivica. Are y'all okay? Something was just off about that. They want to keep labeling Gabrielle Union as the mean girl, and she might very well be. But in that moment, she didn't have to agree with that lady the same way Vivica didn't stand 10 toes down behind Taraji. Like, it is what it is. But listen, I overstayed my welcome with you guys. That's all that I have at this time. You guys go ahead and hop down in the comments and let me know your thoughts about everything that we just discussed on the quick chat. I am Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda, we hitting the jeweler, the flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest, but drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble.